You heard of Hercules? Achilles? Maybe Perseus, Hermes, Hercule, Maui, Ziggy, the twin brothers? What do all these have in common? Oh, they're all demigods. That's right. They're mythological beings from around the world in different cultures. Today, we're going to take a look at what the Bible has to say about demigods. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for stopping back by this channel. Today, we're doing things a little bit different. Instead of doing a reaction, we're going to do something that I've been studying and thinking about. And that is how the Bible discusses demigods. Or does the Bible prove that demigods existed? You know what I'm talking about, right? Demigods from mythology, where they believed that gods came to earth and had children with humans, and those children had special powers. Yeah, we're going to talk about that and what the Bible has to say. But before we jump into it, I'm going to put out this disclaimer. Anything that I'm about to say here has absolutely nothing to do with the faith that it comes with being a Christian or following the Bible, right? There are certain core values of Christianity, and this topic has absolutely nothing to do with salvation. But it is cool because it's something that is discussed in the Bible, and it's something we can talk about. Doesn't mean that my opinion is right or wrong. You can agree, you can disagree. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what you think about this when it's all done. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into this. Demigods. What's the Bible have to say? So let's jump right into this. I think we ought to start out in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 4. This is the only real reference of Nephilim in the Bible, and that's our jumping off point. So let's check this out right here. And it says in Genesis 6:4, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. Okay, what does that mean? What does heroes of old, men of renown, what does it actually mean? Let's talk about what the sons of God references. Bible scholars will tell you that the sons of God in this passage represent fallen angels. For those of you who don't know what that is, there was an angel in heaven whose name was Lucifer, and he wanted to be just like God. So he wanted to be worshipped. He wanted to be equal to God. There was a battle in heaven, and during the course of his attempts to become God, he had a lot of followers. A lot of angelic beings followed him. So there was this battle. So first, let's talk about that. It's from Revelation 12:9. Revelations 12:9 says, the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Okay, he was hurled to earth, and his angels with him. So, in the sons of God reference in Genesis, those would be those fallen angels, Lucifer and his following, because they all were angels. None of them were actually gods. So the Bible is saying that these sons of God, these fallen angels, manifested themselves from the angelic realm, the invisible realm, to the visible human realm and had children. And the Bible calls those children Nephilim. Now, how does that correlate to mythology? What we hear about, what we've learned about Roman mythology, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, or even mythology here in America with our Native Americans or Pacific Islanders. They all have stories of the god having children with women. So if you were ancient man, right, the gods, those, if you saw an angel appear out of nowhere, looked like a man, had powers, angelic powers, able to do things, of course you're going to call them gods, right? And the Bible is very clear about that. These sons of God had children with women, and the Bible calls them Nephilim. We call them demigods, right? So part of mythology states that demigods weren't allowed to have contact with their fathers, their god fathers, right? Well, that's kind of referenced in the Bible as well. So let's look at that verse. That is Jude chapter 1 verse 6. And that says, "And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwellings, these he had kept in darkness, bound in everlasting chains till the great day of judgment." Okay, what does that mean? What does these angels who didn't keep their positions of authority or abandon their dwelling, what does that mean? Well, that's talking about these fallen angels who left the heavenly realm, the invisible realm. They left that because the Bible was very specific that when the angels were thrown out of heaven and cast to earth, that they would lead earth astray. This was their position of authority, the earth. But they left the invisible heavenly realm, manifested themselves in the earthly realm, and had these children. And because of that, God said no. He took them, he put them in darkness, and chained them up for eternity, waiting for the judgment day. So that answers the question of why the gods weren't allowed to see their children, right? Because God had already, the true God had already taken them and cast them away and locked them up. So there was no way for them to come back around. So yeah, that's what the Bible says about Nephilim or demigods. It does prove that they existed, and it gives a little bit of credence because I believe mythology, just like anything, has a seed, a little tiny seed in the truth, right? But just like that game of telephone that you played as a kid, those stories kind of change over time. And back then, we didn't have writings for history, they were spoken historical words. And this shows a correlation between mythological demigods and Nephilim of the Bible. My opinion, let me know what you think. I'm curious. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Does this make you think of something you never thought before? But yeah, let me know. Till next time, I'm Kix. Thanks for watching.